but I had to hurry up and come down here and give y'all the update on what is going on in the courtroom today. Okay, so I gotta keep the phone this way. All right, I know you guys couldn't hear me. I had to take my hair up here because it was becoming a lot. Baby, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, right now, as we speak, Mia is on the stand. Cross examination, Brian Steele. Okay. Now, Mia has already testified to having, let me get this door. I want to get that door in my background. Look at me. Hopefully this crazy dude doesn't start his crap today because nobody is here for it. Can you guys hear me good? Can you guys hear me good? Because we are about to get into it. I'm about to pull out my notes. Let me take a couple pulls on this vape because, baby, it was a lot. Now, today I was late for court. I do apologize for that. I was trying to give you guys the update that was going on. If you missed it, then let me tell you. Something is going on with the government's list witnesses. The list has gotten shorter. The list was resubmitted to the defense. Agnifilo went and brought that before the judge, let him know, like, hey, last night about 11 p.m., we got a letter from the government with a shorter witness list, which means that our case is going to be longer, but we should still have the July 4th deadline date that is going on. But, baby, who is not coming? Who's not coming? Well, we already know. We already know that Gene is not coming to court. We already know that. And we know that because Agnifilo stood up in court and said, she's not coming. Hey, Miss Pleasant. She's not coming. And said it with so much confidence. Okay, so we know that she's not coming. But who else was supposed to be testifying for the government that is now not doing so? Baby, we're going to have to find that out. But anywho, Mia continued on direct today with the government asking her questions. Let me get my notebook out. The sirens, the sounds of New York. Hold on, guys. Yeah, no, I got to mute when the sirens are coming because that is a lot, okay? So first and foremost, before we even get into my notes, let me tell you what was missed this morning in court, okay? Because there was a lot of stuff that went down this morning. All right. One of the things that Mia was testifying to today, child, she was talking about how Drock had reached out to her and how Drock, this was around the time that Cassie had filed her lawsuit, okay? And so Drock, she hadn't heard from him in years. Not a text message, not a call, not a nothing. Then all of a sudden, Cassie's lawsuit hits and boom, everything hits the fan. And now Drock is texting her and he's asking her like, hey, Mia, what's going on? Mia's texting back like, Drock, love you, da-da-da-da-da. Like trying to keep it cordial, keep it cute. Drock tells her that, he's going to call her. So he gets on the phone with her. And while he's talking to her, he's telling her like, my life is good now. I'm no longer working with Puff, I got a restaurant with my wife out in the Poconos, things like that, like catching up on life. Then all of a sudden, the conversation takes a turn and he starts talking to her like, yeah, things are crazy. The stuff that happened between Cassie and Puff, that was normal couple stuff, like normal couples fight. And at that moment, Mia said it was a red flag for her because she was like, first of all, Drock didn't talk like that. Second of all, Drock was there for all of the stuff that was going on. So he knew good and darn well that was not that was not an accurate depiction of what was going down between Diddy and Cassie. He was there for everything that happened. So she said that was a red flag for her. And at that moment, she knew to just be quiet and allow him to talk. So as he was talking to her, he tells her, Diddy wants to talk to her. Puffer wants to talk to you. He's going to call you. So she said, like, not even a short time after, maybe a couple of hours after, he calls her phone. Mia said when she saw it was Diddy on her phone, she took her phone, threw it across the room, and ran out the house because she was terrified. She was terrified. She felt like they were trying to back her into a corner. Okay. Now, she also said that after that, Drock had texted her and was like, Diddy's trying to get in touch with you. And so she said she made up this excuse like, oh, hey, D-Rock, oh, I'm on the boat. I was scuba diving and, I don't have the phone with me out on the boat, and where I'm at, the service is shoddy. I saw that he called and, I'm going to try to call him later. She never does that, all right? So now what ends up happening from there is she gets text messages from Diddy himself, right? Diddy is texting her. He's like, hey, Mia, I just want to talk to you. Let me know when you have 10 minutes. Mia does not respond to him. Then Diddy goes on and he writes her about this paragraph. So the paragraph that when he puts in that paragraph is that, he wants to talk to her because at that time, she was his right hand. And he's like, I need you to help me jog my memory because I don't remember everybody that was around me at that time. And, so Mia is not falling for the bait at all. Mia is not falling for the bait at all, okay? Mia is like, I already see what's going on. So now D-Rock, okay, Bob, okay, bye, Bob. Because at this point, you're trolling. And I don't like trolls. You can say your opinion, but you're trolling at this point. Like, you just repetitively, don't spam the chat like you're trolling. Yeah, an opinion is one thing, but trolling is another. I'm actually trying to give a story out here, an update to y'all, and you're being very distracting. And at the end of the day, are you here at the courthouse? Have you bothered? Bob, tell me this. What are the 35 predicate offenses of a RICO? Tell me that, and then you can continue to go on. Tell me the 35 predicate offenses of a RICO. Tell me that. When you can tell me that, you can do whatever it is that you want to do in the chat. Until then, please stop trolling. Anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about because we are here for the update and not the trolls, okay? Okay. So now, where are we? We are at the text message. So D-Rock asked her if she was okay because she didn't respond to D-Rock. Like, he started texting her. She wasn't responding back to him. So now D-Rock hits her up and he's like, are you okay? No, you don't have to have a law degree, but at least know what you're talking about because I can give you the 35 predicate offenses of a RICO. I can give you that. You know why? Because I did my due diligence and I did my homework and I looked it up. That's why I know. And that's why I see a RICO where other people do not. Anyway, let's continue because the trolls are heavy in here right now. Heavy, heavy. You got so heavy for me. Okay, and guess what? My number one hitter is in the building, so keep it up. A RICO with one part. I've already explained this, Bob. So let me explain this for those who are coming in here feeling like Bob. All right, Bob, let me explain this to you. It wasn't a one-person RICO. There was a sealed person on that RICO. Not only that, everybody that got up that could have been charged with Puff has already testified to having immunity. A lot of people have immunity that should be charged right along with him. Those assistants that got up there, like Kaplan, they have already testified to the fact that they were given immunity. And guess what? Every person that packed a bag, that booked a flight, that allowed him to get opioids in their name, they are part of the conspiracy. Okay? They are part of the enterprise, but they've been given immunity. So now they are testifying for the government. But otherwise, these people would be right along with him on this RICO, including Cassie, if Cassie was not a part of the lawsuit that, hold on one second, you guys. A part of the lawsuit that actually started this and catapulted this. She would be on there too as a co-conspirator. But she's the victim in all of this. All right, so now because she hasn't been answering D-Rock's text messages, right? Mia, my shirt is distracting the hell out of me. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Because I'm seeing the shirt over my face, like what it says, and it's distracting the hell out of me. But anyway, so now Mia says D-Rock texts her, and this is going on in 2024, which is last year, okay? And so D-Rock says, he wanted to know if she was okay because she wasn't responding to him, okay? So now he tells her, she tells him in response to the text message, and she says the reason why she responded to him is because at the end of the day, The reason why she tells him the reason she wasn't responding to him is because she was on the boat again. So now she's using this boat as an excuse as to why she's not responding to their text messages and answering their phone calls. And she said the reason why she was doing this is because she didn't want to raise any suspicions. She wanted to just play dumb. And so, she tells D-Rock, hey, I'm just here on the boat. I'm sorry, I didn't have my phone again. Hope everything is well. And so D-Rock says to her, let me send you something in a text message. So Mia says she believed that to be the fact that D-Rock was trying to send her money. Okay, so now you've got to think about it. D-Rock initiated the phone call, and her and D-Rock were cool according to her testimony. Her and D-Rock were very cool at one point in time. Okay, so for D-Rock to hit her up, that was like sending somebody that she would definitely talk to at her. Then introduces the conversation into having a conversation with Puff, right? So that's where D-Rock comes in at. And Mia also testified to the fact that this is something that Diddy often did. It's one of his plays where if he's trying to reach somebody and he can't get them, he will get somebody else to do it. So this is looking like that's what he did when it came down to D-Rock. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get Mia on the phone, so he had D-Rock get her on the phone. So now, D-Rock is on the phone talking about, let me send you something. And she's like, this is money. So she tells him like, listen, I'm okay. I don't need anything. If you guys ever need me, I'm there for y'all. Like, she's trying to pacify the situation and not let on that she's trying to duck and dodge them, because in all honesty, that's what she was trying to do. She didn't want any parts in any of it. So, D-Rock says to her, he can send his sister a gift, right? But he never sent her anything. He never sent her any money. He never reached back out to her after that. So now, Mia, she started breaking down, she told D-Rock that she was on a boat again. Well, I'm sorry, I already read that part. So Mia said that Diddy wanted D-Rock to get to her, okay, to make sure that she wasn't a threat. That's what she's believing that this was. That it was so that they could check her temperature and make sure she was good. Y'all double tap this screen, double tap the screen, double tap the screen, all right? So then we already talked about the Diddy messages. Let's see. Mia says she was terrified because she knew that the messages, like them reaching out to her, they was definitely trying to get her to get underneath the wing of things, so to speak. Now, she testified that she's not working and that she hasn't worked since she left from Bad Boy. But the reason why she's not working is because she suffers from CPTSD. She says that she is easily triggered from normal things. Like if somebody sends her an email and asks her, where are you? Or they text her, where are you? She feels this overwhelming sense to just overly explain herself and go into detail about where she was. If people start calling, like if people call her name a certain way, it triggers her. Like she can't function in a normal work setting because of all that CPTSD is continual post-traumatic stress disorder. That's when someone has either suffered such an event that is so traumatic that has gone on for so long, or multiple traumatic events that trigger post-traumatic stress syndromes in her. So she has a lot of anxiety. And when she's talking, you guys, she's talking like they're asking her questions, and we can see her on camera, and she's looking down. Her hair is like this over her face. Okay, I'm trying to give y'all a good visual. Her hair is over her face, and she's talking like this, and she's never really raising her voice. It's just always like this. And she's, not looking up, giving eye contact to anyone. Every now and again, she'll do like this, but she's, for the most part, like looking down. That's body language that backs up that claim. Thank you for the super chat. Pammy, snack money, have an IV on me. Miss Pammy, don't you come up in here starting, ma'am. Don't you come up in here starting, ma'am. I haven't seen anything like that before. You haven't seen anything like what? Let me scroll up just a little bit. Okay. So I feel so bad that there are so many black people outside that court and inside against Puff. Really? Well, let me ask you something. Do you feel bad for all of the black folks that he's done this to? And the white women as well? Well, thank you, Flana. And here's a news flash for you, Flana. I'm actually giving it to people in a way that they can understand because guess what? I'm a person who has CPTSD. I actually have it. Yeah, I have it. So I actually understand it. All right. So now, after she did her testimony, we went on a short break and Brian Steele is on the cross. Okay. Brian Steele is on the cross and Brian Steele is on the prowl. Let me tell you how. When we first came back from the cross, before the jury came in, they already took and placed binders on the seats of the jurors that were going to be used for exhibits that Brian Steele was bringing into play. Now, the exhibits that Brian Steele is bringing into play are Mia's social media postings, okay? And this is on her personal page. So when we start getting into this cross-examination, I need to turn because I don't really want the people. Congratulations to everybody who got their citizenship today because that's going on down here as well. So you might see a lot of people behind me taking pictures. They have the United States flag and their documents. They got their citizenship today. So it's a lot of people out here celebrating that they are now American. Congratulations. Welcome to America. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I know what my experience has been. But this ain't the live for that. So when Brian Steele gets up there, he basically starts taking Mia back through the grape allegation that she made. And he starts saying, oh, you have CPTSD because of Diddy, hearing people call your name, it triggers something in you. You can't function. You can't do this. You can't do that. Right. So then he's like, Diddy's behavior, it became so much that you tried to unalive yourself. Right. So Mia's like, yes. So Brian is still like referring to all of the stuff that she's been through. So then he says, for the jury to look at the binder and for her to look at the binder. And the first thing that he does is he says, now get this, he says, Your Honor, I'd like to submit this Combs exhibit. Don't you mean defense exhibit? This is a Combs exhibit. I've never heard that before, but it is what it is. Maybe I'm digging, I don't know. But it's submitted under seal. So that means that it will be redacted when it goes into the record. So once I'm able to access those things through Pacer or once the media gets a hold of it, because mainstream media like ABC News, Fox News, TMZ is even considered to be a mainstream news at this point in time. They're able to get access to things that are press released. So when we get these things released to us, they're going to be redacted. We're not going to see everything, but you'll get to see the posts and you'll get to see the captions that are underneath some of these posts. So in one of these posts, let me give y'all this because I did note this. When Brian Steele started getting ready to get into the stuff that was in the binder, Diddy literally sat up on the table like this. He was literally like, before that, he was sitting back, he was chilling. When the binder came out, he leaned forward and was watching, like as if a show was getting ready to be put on. So now, when the first exhibit that they put up from Mia's personal social media was from July 30th, 2013. Ugh, okay. I don't like when people start talking too loudly. All right. So what it is it was a picture of her and she had a thing of Ciroc in her hand, like she was holding it like it was a baby or something like that. But the caption of it said, "What we do when you're not around, hashtag I am Diddy, hashtag I am Ciroc." So Brian Steele says that he brought this into play because this post was posted 4 years after she was sexually assaulted, physically assaulted, verbally assaulted, and she's posted it on her personal page. Now, you guys follow me through this defense's walkthrough that he's taking us into. The next picture that he has her display is a picture of her hand and Cassie's hands with the peace sign bracelets. This is from a time when she was away with Cassie. Cassie was on vacation. They had the bracelets that said "Rich as," and then Cassie had one that said "Cece." Now, Brian Steele said, "What does CC mean?" And Mia was just like, "Oh, well, that's just a nickname that Cassie had." So Brian says, "Does it mean Cassie Combs?" And she was like, "Oh, well, that would make sense." And we were all like, "Oh, that makes sense. CC Cassie Combs. Okay." But he brought this picture up because he was like, "Okay, so you were on vacation in Cabo. You were on vacation in Cabo with Cassie. Who paid for this? Didn't Mr. Combs pay for this vacation?" And back it up, 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 Mr. Steele. Because first of all, Bad Boy paid for that vacation. That's number one. Number two, Mia was assigned to Cassie. Diddy told Mia to go with Cassie. So trying to make it seem like she was getting perks of being on vacation with Cassie, don't knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Now, I did not like the way that he was coming at her and trying to downplay her assault, trying to downplay her experience. Mia, let me go into this. Let me keep going because there's a point in time where you guys are probably going to be like, "What?" So he goes on to show another picture that is posted on her personal page, and it's a photo of Diddy, and it said, "Just the number one guy." Now he's standing at a coffee machine getting coffee, and she puts the caption underneath it, "Just the number one guy on the Forbes list, getting me a latte, regular people-ish, hashtag Starbucks." Now, what I got from that was that that was a promotional thing that was done, okay? But, you know, but Brian Steele went on to basically try to say like, "Oh, well, this is on your personal page, and so it's on your personal page. That means that you chose to put this picture up and you chose to." So I'm sitting here and I'm like, if she's his personal assistant, then yes, she's running PR as well on the post. That like I'm still not seeing where he's giving me anything. Just like your comment is obsolete, and that's why it's deleted. How about that? Try again. Try again. Try again, because today is not the day. I'm not in the mood for people in there trolling. Don't tell me what to do on my page. This is my channel. And I'm going to report on my channel how I see fit. Either you're going to like it or you're not. And if not, thanks for stopping in. Have a good day. Now, and I lost people doing that. My bad. Anyway, let me continue on with what I'm giving y'all. So thank you very much. All right. So I saw this picture as just being promotion. Okay. Like she's running it. She's his assistant. She has to post certain things on her page as well. Anyway, so now we go on to October 17th of 2023. And it's a picture of Carrie Morgan, Mia, Diddy, and Cassie. And it says, "Take me back to Burning Man." Okay. And she's standing next to Diddy. So in the picture, you have Cassie, Diddy, Mia, and Carrie Morgan. And they're in the picture. Now, she's already testified that Burning Man is something that they had gone to multiple times. But Brian Steele is trying to hone in and say that this is the particular time where she was forced to take rugs by Diddy. Now, remember yesterday, I told y'all that Mia gave testimony saying that they were on the bus going into Burning Man and Diddy peer pressured her into taking MDMA. And so she took it because she didn't want to be considered a Debbie Downer. Plus, you can't tell Diddy no, which makes me, every time I hear somebody say, "You can't tell him no, you can't tell him no," it makes me go back to Cat Williams when he was on Club Shay Shay and he was like, "Sometimes you got to tell Diddy no." So this is something that we know already, that people in the industry have already known about the stuff that was going on because stuff went down at a Prince party. Remember yesterday we talked about how Cassie and Mia, they snuck out and went to a Prince party and Diddy showed up there and Cassie and Mia took off running into the woods and Diddy caught Cassie and he started beating on her and Prince's security ended up grabbing him up. So I don't know, somebody was messaging me saying that they heard that Prince was talked about in court yesterday, but that they were saying that Prince stood by and watched Cassie get beat. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. Prince's security intervened on behalf of Cassie that night. So I don't know where that came from, but that came from the testimony of Mia yesterday. All right. So he didn't just stand by and watch it happen, but there was knowledge of this information going around, and I'm feeling like maybe this is why people are quiet now, because they already knew that this was happening, and they thought that it was just a matter of time before it came to the light. Thank you, Cheryl Bird, for the super chat. You said, real talk, Kenny, thanks for keeping us updated on things. You are absolutely welcome. Mary says, good job reporting. I just came across, I like your transparency, no nonsense approach. The trial is cray cray, but you are actually saying what I think. What a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Hey, Swaggerlo, he says, I don't ever want to go back there. I can't chat with the beautiful ladies in the live at Sherm. Oh, I don't know where you were at, but you could chat up in here. Diana says, you're doing a great job. New subscriber since yesterday. Thank you so much, and welcome to the bar, Diana. P. Diddy held her captive. Absolutely, he did hold her captive. If you actually go back to the testimony that I gave y'all yesterday from Mia, Mia was held captive. Remember, she said that she snuck out the house after Diddy was sleeping, and she went to go meet up with some friends, and he sent security to come and get her. He sent security to come and get her from wherever she was. Hold on, here comes the guy with the music, you guys. Hold on. All right, I gotta stay on top of it. As soon as I hear it in the distance, I'll be watching and waiting, because you are not gonna get my channel copyrighted for you playing your music in the background, sir. Yes. So anyway, back to what we were saying. She went to go see her friends, and Diddy sent security after her, and baby Diddy was pissed that she snuck out that house. She was not allowed to go anywhere. Capricorn Clark said that she was held on Star Island as well. Like, he does not allow them to make any moves. When you are working for Diddy, you don't have a life. You can't have a life. There's no such thing as a life. Life? What? What is that? This is what all of his assistants has testified to, that they are basically held captive by him. Okay? All right. So, now they show another photo from Mia's Instagram, right? And it's a photo of Mia, and she's like a woman giving birth, and Diddy is dressed up like a doctor that is delivering the baby. And so it says, she gives him a shout out and tells him, thank you for letting me give birth to my dreams. Now, pause, because if you remember, she wanted to work in TV and she wanted to deal in comedy, right? Remember, she started working for Revolt Films. So for me, I'm putting two and two together from yesterday's testimony to today's testimony and understanding where she's coming from and what she was saying. Now, Brian Steele, let me tell you something. Brian Steele says, this is your rapist. You posted this on your personal account, and you picked this image of Diddy being a doctor, delivering your child. Mia, at this point in time, she begins like rambling, like at this time as he's talking to her, because when I tell you, Brian Steele was like grilling her, like, this is the man who assaulted you. This is the man that did this, and this to you. This is the man that held you hostage. This is the man that Mia is looking down. Like, as you look and watch her, if you're paying attention to her, like, I stopped writing and just started honing in on how Mia was responding to him. Her head was down. Her hair is over her face. And at first she's looking down like this. And then slowly you start seeing her head go down like this. And he's talking. And she's not answering. She's not saying anything. She's just sitting there quietly. And I don't know what she's fiddling with, but she's fiddling with something. And I'm watching her. And guess what Diddy's doing? Diddy is sitting at that defense table, and he's sitting like this. He's watching this play out. I told y'all, when Brian Steele stepped to the podium to do the cross-examination, Diddy pushed up to the table, put his arms on the table, and was leaned in like he was ready for a show. Ciao. So she starts rumbling around with that, and he says, this message is to your mentor. And you tagged Mr. Combs. So he says, and you wrote this. Thank you for always letting me birth my dreams. He's like really pressing this and driving this home. And she's very low, and she says, yes, I said that. But it's like her voice became so quiet when she was saying that. You could tell that him driving all of that to her, into her, was doing something to her. You got to remember, this girl is suffering from CPTSD. Okay. So now On November 4th of that day, this is where Brian Steele really like, I was like, oh, he's a piece of scum for real. Like, I get it, that's his job, but come on now. He goes back to November 4th. Now, if you remember yesterday, she talked about Mia testified how she shortly after started working for Diddy went to his 40th birthday party. And it was at that 40th birthday party that she took 2 shots with Diddy. He told her to come into the kitchen with him. They go into the kitchen, and Diddy is out there like telling her like he's excited, about them working together and all of that. So let's celebrate. And they took 2 shots, and Mia took the 2 shots back, and she said it should not have affected her. It should not have affected her. The shot shouldn't have affected her the way that it affected her because it was only 2 shots. And so Brian Steele is driving this. He's like, November 4th is a memorable day for Diddy and for you. And so he was like, Diddy's 40th birthday at the plaza. You were there at the party. Diddy graped you. Well, Combs, Mr. Combs graped you. So this day is a memorable day for that reason for you. It's an anniversary. Mia, remember, she's looking down like this. Mia says, it's not an anniversary for me. It's just his birthday. That's what she says. That's what she says. She's like, I'm not celebrating me be essayed on that day. It's his birthday. I didn't want to remember that. Like, she's saying this. And he's like driving it. Brian Steele began walking her through the grape. Walking her through the grape. And as he's walking her through the grape, she's retracting. You can see her like she's like, he's walking her through it. He's pressing through it. He's, Mr. Combs, you said that he gave you these 2 shots and you said that he drugged you. She's like, I didn't say that. He's like, you said that it shouldn't have affected you that way. And she's like, she's not saying. Finally, he gets to the point where he's like, and you said you woke up in the morning and you had been, and she's like, that's not what I said. Like, he kept twisting her words. And honestly, you guys, at that point, I was just laser focused on Mia and it's like, he wasn't raising his voice. It was just like, he's saying to her, he's just like, well, this is the day that he raped you. This is the day that you say you were drugged. This is the day that you say that you woke up and the next morning you had been sexually assaulted. This is the day of that. Like, this is the anniversary of that. And you're posting your rapist on his birthday. You're making posts on his birthday 4 years later after the attack happened. And I'm just like, are we really doing this? Like, I get it. The defense has a job to do, but I'm watching her. And she's retracting, okay? She was retracting. That's what I was seeing when he was doing that to her. She seemed like she was very withdrawn. Her voice became softer. She was looking down and not looking up at Brian or anyone in the room. I made a note of that, honey. I made note of that. Imagine being on the stand and somebody antagonizing you with your situation to make a point. This is what the defense does. We can get mad about it. We can feel a way about it, but you have to also remember that this is his job as well. It's just freaking horrific. All right. So then he goes on to a photo that she posted on November 4th, 2013, which is that same day. And it's a picture of Mia and Diddy. Mia has on, like, she's regularly dressed. She's got on a t-shirt and like it looked like some black leggings and a heel, and she's got on a tutu. And Diddy has something on. I don't know what he has on his face because I couldn't really see. I wasn't sitting close enough to see. But he's holding his junk, and it's like he's holding it in a heart shape. It's like a heart shape the way he's holding his junk. So Brian Steele is like, in this picture, you posted this picture. You chose to put this picture up. You chose to put this picture of your rapist up on your social media. Your social media, your personal social media. And he's like, oh, where your friends are, where your family is, where everybody can see it. And she was like, it's the public profile. In other words, it's everybody can see it. What are you talking about? Anyway, so he also posted a picture of her that she reposted of Meek Mills, and all of them are in the pool in Miami, in Diddy's Miami house. They're all in a pool together, and she made the caption, you know, repost Meek Mills, all right? But when he's trying to put all of this out there, like, oh, you're posting this on your social media, she says, I was his assistant. I have his fans following me. He's following me. I have to post certain stuff on my page. Mia also has this habit of saying, love you to everybody. She says, love you to everybody. So she's saying love you and all of that in these posts. She even told D-Rock she loved him. And I think that that's just like a coping mechanism that she does. But at the end of the day, I feel for this woman because you can literally see how this is affecting her. Hold on, guys. Okay, the ambulance is gone, okay? The ambulance is gone now. So we can get back to what we was talking about. Um, Let me see what you guys are saying. Right. I don't know why people don't understand this. I don't know. She said, you know, when posting on Instagram, she said Instagram is a place where you can post that your life is great, and it's not. It's a place where you post the great moments. And she said the highs were high and the lows were low. And that's a fact. But now I also want to bring this up. When she was talking to the government, um, and they were talking to her, she brought up that there was a settlement that she reached with Diddy because there was litigation that was happening, okay? And the lawyers, her lawyers, put in for $10 million, okay? What she walked away with was 200,000, and her lawyers took 200,000. It can't be from 1972 to 1975 because he was born in 1976. That was said today on record. Diddy was born in 76. Oh, wait, what? Free these nuts. What is going on? Sherman is gone. Why is Sherman gone? Thank you for the stickers, you guys. Sherman, you almost got in trouble. Now, see, you're not going to get me in the midst of that. I will also tell you guys this. The defense is definitely trying to get Cassie back on the stand. They definitely have tried twice that I know of to get Cassie back on this stand. Cassie just had her baby. Leave her alone. She done already came. She saw, she conquered. She did what she did. And now she's gone. You reversed it? Okay. Up there go y'all fave. Tisa. Tisa is out here doing her thing. Hey, Tisa. I'm good. How are you? Now that's how you know you made it. Okay. That's how you know you made it when you got the bodyguards. Yeah, I'm live right now, but they didn't see.
Hey guys, what's up? What's your handle?
I'm that girl Henny at Hennessy Reviews.
That girl Henny at Hennessy Reviews. I'm gonna follow you.
Okay, I already follow you, girl. No, you're good. Tisa, you can interrupt my live whenever, okay? All right. So, all right, so you guys, we're gonna go back into what was going on this morning. I'm honestly, I'm waiting to see if these security guards are coming. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I'm waiting for security guards to come in and start testifying. But I could be honest with y'all, I do not see D-Rock coming at all. I do not see D-Rock coming in. I do not see D-Rock testifying, especially after what Mia testified to today, with D-Rock being a part of the co-conspiracy to witness tampering. Because that's exactly what that is, you guys. That's witness tampering. To have D-Rock reach out to Mia and then have Mia texting back and forth and trying to get in touch with her. Oh, I need you to jog my memory. I need you to tell me. I've had so many people around me and you were like my right hand. And boy, if you don't stop, Boy, if you don't stop, boy, if you don't go sit yourself down somewhere. Anyway, so let's get into this. Okay. So Mia has had conversations with KK. All right. Where is KK? Is she coming up? Now, she left Diddy's company in 2017. So Mia says, yes, I spoke to Brian Offit. We were editing the Bad Boy documentary. I was producing that. So Smizer says, What did Brian tell you? So Mia says that Mr. Combs wanted to end Revolt Films. The company was going away. So Smizer says, how did you feel? Mia said, I'm sorry. I think I saw snot coming out of my nose for a while. I was worried. I had been told Revolt Films was the only company that had made money that year. So he was getting rid of the Revolt Films. Now, if it was making money, why was he getting rid of it? Right? So Smizer says, how did you feel? Mia said that I had done something wrong. So Mia felt like he was taking that away from him because at one point in time, remember when they were outside of the country, Mia and Cassie? Diddy was trying to get Mia to get in touch with him, to talk to him, because he was trying to get in touch with Cassie and he couldn't get in touch with her. So Mia was basically in trouble. Okay, she was in trouble. So now Diddy is talking about he's getting rid of Revolt Films, and he knows that that was something that she cared about. And you got to think, this is a pattern of behavior that he has where he giveth and he taketh away. Okay, just as quick as he giveth is just as quick as he taketh away. Now I know everybody is out here trying to get the boys and all of that, but what we're going to do is we are going to take ourselves up the block and we are going to go get some food, you guys. We're going to go get some food because it's been a day and your girl is hungry, all right? And Miss Pammy had already sent the money for the lunch. Thank you very much. The band studio time. What about the band studio time, Percy? Oh, also off subject. Did you guys get a chance to see the 60 Minutes that Sarah did? Sarah and another assistant are on 60 Minutes making allegations, and Sarah is saying that Diddy had her while they were filming, that MTV crews did not follow her upstairs to, I guess, where Diddy was. And he came out, he saw her on the security cameras, and he leaned against the wall and he was like, what's up? Or whatever he was saying to her. And it was an uncomfortable exchange, she said. And then he dropped his hand and grazed over her breast. Baby, when I tell you. All right, let's get you guys. Let's get you guys other footage, okay? And let's head on out to go get us some food so we can be back in time. I'm going to tell y'all right now that this afternoon, going into cross-examination with the defense, I can tell you right now, it's probably going to be a rough one for Mia. Hold on. Okay. All right. No, I'm good. Thank you. She said, I'm getting ready to go take a walk. No, have it. You might want it later. Listen, you know later on you'll be thinking about that. I love it how everybody's out here and everybody is so friendly. I don't know who that is. She's doing her live. I was waving, she didn't see me. She's doing her live. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody is out here doing their thing, guys. Everybody is out here doing their thing. Because I asked that question. I asked because, that's what they always say. Oh, you can't wait to testify. You can't wait to testify. And then when it comes time for him to testify, y'all already know what happens. Get him, Miss Pop-Off.
What's going on? It's your girl, Miss Pleasant from the Pop-Off Show.
That's right.
How you be?
I be good. Mwah.
Yes, I saw you over there doing you.
I was doing it. I see you too.
Yes, you know.
You be out here doing your 1-2s as well, Miss Mel.
Yeah, we'll get a
Clocking it. Okay.
Yes.
Definitely gonna pop off with Miss Pleasant later on today, y'all.
All right.
Period.
On this gorgeous Friday.
Yes, it is.
We're trying to stop it. We're trying to prevent it from coming out.
Got all the press out here, y'all. Everybody, mainstream bloggers, everybody. Excuse me. Got entertainment tonight. You got all the news outlets over there. Everybody has already given their updates. I'm going to go get me something to eat. But now let's talk about this, all right? So, all right, let's get into it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go into what happened this morning. All right. So, we're picking up with them being in Africa, okay? So, Smizer asked, did you call the other employees' family? Mia says, yes. I was surrounded by them and everyone referred to each other that way. So he created an environment where people were feeling like they were family, okay? Smizer says, you dated an employee? She says, yes, she dated someone named Matt who was a sound engineer. She said that her and Matt lived together and that they had an apartment together, but that they were hardly ever there at the same time. Now, you know where Mia was. Mia was wherever Diddy was or wherever Cassie was. Wherever he told her to go is where she had to go, honey. All right. So they asked her, Smizer asked her about what happened in South Africa. So Mia says that, you know, Diddy had told her to accompany Cassie because she was shooting that movie. And then she says that Cassie, you know, that's when Cassie caught wind that Diddy was in Miami with Gina and that he was cheating on her. Now, Mia says that Cassie was devastated. But if you remember yesterday, Deontay told us that Cassie really wasn't bothered too much anymore at that point about the relationship that Diddy continued to carry on with Gina behind her back. But I find that a little hard to believe because let's be real, when you find out that somebody is seeing somebody behind your back, it's going to bother you. Even if it only bothers you a little bit, it's going to bother you. So, AUSA Smizer then asked her, what were her interactions with Diddy? Mia says they were on the phone, and then she just stopped. She stopped answering his calls. And this is basically where everything picked up and kicked off for Mia. So Smizer says she was reading the messages, right? And KK had hit up Mia and told her that PD wants to talk with you. So we already know who KK is. And if you don't know who KK is Christina Karam, okay? So Mia says she wasn't answering the calls, but she did speak with Diddy and that he had threatened her. She goes on to say that he threatened her by saying that he was going to fire her. And he said that he was going to unalive her. All because he couldn't get in touch with Cassie. All because he wanted her to get in touch with Cassie for him. Double tap that screen, you guys. So when they asked her how that made her feel, Mia said it made her feel depressed and terrified and really, really sad, okay? She texts KK back and she said that she had been asleep and it sucks to wake up to this every morning. I'm being shit on from all sides. I'm in a effed up spot. This is what she texts back to KK, which you have to think about. There's a theme that's going on here. And you guys, let me know in the comments right now if you guys are seeing this too, where it's seeming like all of his people are being brought into his personal relationship with Cassie. It's like there's no separation between professional and personal because everything blends together. Everything is blending together. We're going to just get us some more pizza today, you guys, because the pizza I had yesterday was really, really good. So we're just going to get us some more New York style pizza today. Coercion, right. He wouldn't have got to do ex trafficking, yet this trial is still in the beginning. Oh no, we've gotten to the ex trafficking. What do you mean? We've already gotten there. We've passed it already. It's still coming out. But we're already in the ex trafficking, hun. We're in the ex trafficking. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get a spicy pepperoni and a vodka? I'm gonna eat it outside. Apparently, there is enough evidence for him to be up on the charges, or we wouldn't even be here, and that's a fact. I'm reading y'all comments. Hi, I have a spicy pepperoni sausage and a vodka and the ginger ale. Thank you. Don't worry. Okay, you guys, I gotta go outside because I should have got a chicken parm slice. Excuse me.
Thank you. All right, see you later.
Excuse me. Well, you know what? Maybe I should eat inside. No, I'm gonna go outside because I want to talk to y'all. And because I want to talk to y'all, I don't need to be inside. How about that? So I'm actually going to sit all the way over here in the corner so that I am not bothering anybody while we chit chat about this and that. Because what I'm gonna do, you guys, what I may end up doing, if I'm gonna be honest with you, is I think I may end up going home. Let's get this set up properly. All right, there we go. All right, you guys, there y'all are. Hey, welcome to Chinatown. All right, boom. So we are here, we are here, we are here. All right. So let me get this hair up off my neck because it is a warm day in New York. And the last thing that I need is to be having a hot flash, honey. All right. So now let's get to it. Let's get into it. And I think I'm actually going to just go home because I'm tired. I'm emotionally drained. I'm not drained from other things for y'all little nasties that know what little nasties is. All right. So KK says, I mean, not KK. So Mia says that she wrote, can you call me when you get a chance? KK says, can you call me when you get a chance? Mia says that she told KK at that point, I'm having anxiety attacks and night fears. And she's having these anxiety attacks and these night terrors because of Diddy. Okay? Because of Diddy, she's having these. So Smizer asked her, what did, I'm sorry, let's go back because I'm jumping ahead. So on a WhatsApp, she had screenshots of messages from Diddy. And so she was asked, what did Diddy write? And Mia says, if you don't call me in 2 minutes, I'm going to tell everything. You're fired, FABC and their lawyers, let's go to war. He's telling an employee, let's go to war. Oh, Micah, you are so simple-minded. Let's talk about what consensual actually means. Do you know the legal definition of consensual versus non-consensual? Let's start there. Can you tell me what non-consensual is? I love a good challenge. And while you're thinking that through or you go and Google it, let me continue on with what I'm doing because I love when you troll, but you can't fight back. All right, so Smizer asked her, what do you think he meant by tell everything? And Mia said she thought that he meant that he would tell Cassie about the actual assault that happened, right? And then they asked her what she meant by FABC. So Mia said she had written a show based on her life as an assistant, and it hit the press, the most that she had ever gotten, right? And he was threatening to take that away. Again, here we're seeing him giveth and taketh away. He giveth and he taketh away, right? And she never did the show never aired that she did either. Okay. Then Diddy goes on to write her and say, call me now, now. Then he says, don't ever call me again. And she wrote back that she had been asleep. But he's just like having a temper tantrum because he can't get in touch with anybody to get in touch with Cassie. Remember, she said this is a pattern of behavior with him where if he can't get in touch with the person that he's trying to reach out to, he's going to have somebody else do it for him and try to get them to reach out. And it looks like that's what he did here. He used KK, same as he had used Droc, allegedly. We're going to say allegedly because, but I'm seeing this play out, okay? To get in touch with someone, to get in touch with Cassie, all right? So Mia says she wrote him back, all right, that she sent an email to him and then to KK. And what she said to Diddy was, I'm really sorry, Puff. You know I love you, smiley face. I paid for my own flight. It will cost to change it. I'm sorry to ask for the money. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you are good at the end of the day. Regardless, I love you. This is the kind of talk that she felt she had to give to him, right? To kind of like soothe the savage beast, so to speak. And then she says that he told her to return and then he told her to stay and she couldn't afford to change the fees. And she told him that Cassie says she really needed her at that moment, but she would do whatever he wanted and that she loved him. Like, this is like a calming down mechanism that I'm seeing her use. But again, this is just my opinion or whatever. But he really treated all of his assistants like crap. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes about it. He treated her like crap. Same as he did to George Kaplan. Same as he did, I keep forgetting the first one's name. But all four of his assistants have basically testified to the same thing, the same pattern of behavior over and over again. All right. So, they asked her, Smizer asked her, like, well, why did you write that? Like, why did you say you were sorry? Why are you telling him that you love him? And Mia said, because I wanted to work for him. To him, that's all that mattered. Like, all he cared about was that you wanted to be there. You wanted to work with him. You were stroking his ego. That's all he cared about. Excuse me. Hey, Dr. Suki TV says, sounds like controls them. Right. He controls them like puppets. He controls them. And then she had CC'd KK, and she said the reason why she CC'd KK is because she needed an answer. She was in limbo. She didn't know if she was supposed to stay or if she was supposed to leave, and she had paid for this out of her pocket. So she was asking him, like, hey, can you pay for this? Like, can you pay for it? If you want me to come home right now, okay, I'll come home right now, but I'm going to need you to pay for that. Let me go inside and get my food, you guys. Hold on one second. And yes, we are going to eat and chat, kind of like a mukbang. Okay, I don't know if people are going to be here for it or not, but baby, I need to eat and then I need to dash. Excuse me. Oh, perfect timing. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on, we're fixing up our pizza, guys. Gotta fix up the pizza. Okay. Hold on. Almost finished. Okay, let me grab me some napkins. Oh no, you're good. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. All right, you guys. So we have a spicy pepperoni and sausage, and we have a chicken. Well, not a chicken. We have a vodka as well. Now, I'm not going to eat all of this. I already know it, so I should have just asked for a box, a to-go box. But anyway, let's get back into what we were reading. Okay, y'all are good where y'all are. So let me show y'all. So this is the vodka thin crust Sicilian slice that I'm going to try out. Hold on. If you like a lot of cheese, this has a lot of cheese. It's more cheese than it is sauce. If I'm being honest, it's more cheese than it is sauce, but it does taste good. So now, she needed an answer. So then when Mia was asked, all right, so then Mia, when she returned from South Africa, she was no longer working where she was working at. She was working in the LA office, but she was also not working closely with Diddy anymore, okay? She had less access with him, and you would think that that would make her job easier, but it didn't, because she still had to get his okay and his approval for things. And guess what? He wasn't giving it to her. She also found herself being suspended without pay. Okay. Um, so when she found out that she was being let go, Mia had sent a message out to James Cruz, right? And she told him, like, I work for Puff in like a managerial role. Um, and he's currently firing me now. And he wrote back, LOL. And she wrote back, no, seriously, sad face, right? Then she got an email from Drock on March 25th of 2011. And Drock wrote her, and he went, I guess he wrote her to find, wait, hold on a second. You better go get that wing stop, because I still want some wings. But anyway, so D-Rock wrote her to find out what was going on. And so she said she wrote D-Rock back and was like, he went batshit crazy about his shirt. So she had to lay out some shirts for him, and she gave him different options, but Diddy didn't see the options and he went ballistic on her, right? So then, you know, Diddy and D-Rock were together, and they were going to the doctor and doing errands, and she asked D-Rock to give her a heads up before they came back so that she could be out of the way, okay? When it comes down to HR, Mia says that she was told by HR that Puff wanted to suspend her without pay, and she was. And this is something else that we're hearing. Like, she's been suspended a lot. People get suspended for less. Like, it's not like they're getting suspended for valid work reasons. They're getting suspended when they don't give him what he wants. Okay, she goes on to say that she was scared of him, which is something that she has basically talked about throughout her testimony. Being terrified of him, being scared of him. Like she testified to, HR is human resources. Sorry. Excuse me. So now, She tried to run away from her job as well on New Year's Eve in 2000, from 2010 to 2011, right? She was in St. Bart's, and it was her, Diddy, Kim, and the kids, and some others. And she said she stayed on the yacht with Diddy and them, right? And she says Diddy asked her to count his money in the safe, and he yelled that she was counting too slow, okay? He chased her out and told her that she better learn to walk on water like Jesus. B, get the F out of here. He was trying to put her out on a boat. Telling her to walk on water like Jesus. Can't make this up. So she says she asked the crew if they could take her back to land, but it was a hurricane or something, so she hid on the 3rd floor. She said she spoke to Kim herself, and that Kim tried to console her and said, don't worry about it. She saw Puff coming towards her, and so then she ran into the crew's cabin. Like, she was just running to try to stay out of his eye shot. Like, she didn't want him to see her at that point, because I wouldn't want him to see me either. He'd probably throw me over the damn boat. So Smizer asked her, did the crew take her to land in a tender boat? And Mia says yes, but then they got a call that she had to come back. So 1 minute you fired, 1 minute you hired, 1 minute you walking on water like Jesus, the next minute you getting on a boat, and the next minute you being brought back. That's a good question, Zippy. The crazy thing is, even though she was taken to land, she wasn't able to leave the country because she didn't have her passport. So now you done told me to go walk on water like Jesus, and I'm trying to get to land, and I ain't got my goddamn passport. Come on. Uh-oh, y'all.
Jesus is here, huh?
Not Jesus is here.
Right here.
You said Jesus is here. How'd you feel about hearing that shit? I know you laughed.
I just, huh?
When he said, get off the boat, you better walk like Jesus. You better walk on water like Jesus.
And then what's so crazy is, I don't know, the kids was there, and Kim
Yeah,
Porter was there.
yeah, on the boat.
On the boat. So his kids is coming. They know he is an extreme narcissistic abuser. That's what he's giving.
I think they were trained. They're being trained up. Because Christian got his own cases, y'all.
Christian got his own cases. Justin's a sweetheart.
He is.
I'm not gonna tell you how I know that, but he's a sweetheart. He's not like none of that. He's just, that's why Diddy made him the CEO of Combs
yeah.
Because he's bringing a new energy and a new perspective. He don't know what he's doing, but he has the capability of actually being a great leader. Justin's a sweetheart.
Well, you could tell that Justin's a sweetheart. You know, you have an off-camera conversation with him, you definitely are going to get that. But
right.
I still kind of am trying to figure out a lot of things when it comes down to the kids. But I noticed the girls have not been here. And honestly, I feel like that's good. Them girls don't need to be sitting up in here listening to all of this.
Them girls came the first time when they heard Cassie. That was like crazy. Like, that was the worst part of it. Why
exactly.
would you have your daughters in here?
I wouldn't have my kids coming.
I would think about my mother and what you did to the mama.
And all the rumors that I'm hearing, and now I'm putting 2 and 2, and I wouldn't have my kids here.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyways, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Man, it is cool.
You be out here going
I'm a
viral.
sweetheart, but like when I be in my mood, Like when I be in my bag, like you know. It's like, it's what it is. I didn't even realize how they still posting about that. I didn't even
listen. You done been viral with Gene. You done been viral with the crazy lady. And I was trying to tell people what happened with that lady. Now I was sitting in the courtroom. That lady was yapping, and Capricorn Clark was on the stand, and we were trying to understand what she was saying, because she was literally breaking down, crying on that stand, and we like, what is she saying? And she was steadily talking. We was all telling her to be quiet.
We exercise. Everybody exercised so much patience. The little white girl next to her was scared, and then she turned around and said something to me. I was like, don't do it, because they already say you start problems.
I'm gonna tell you something. When I saw her turn and say something to Donat, I already knew. I said, that's not the one.
Exactly. I gave her 3 times. And then I said, the bitch, don't talk to me. you can get out. And I
Right.
told the marshal, I said, come and get her. And they threw her ass up out of there. Then that's why she did what she did. And now she can't come back to the court.
Yep.
Gene Deal can't come back to the court.
Well,
They talking about he was temporarily barred. Temporarily barred. Bitch, I'm finna go and show these people in this courthouse the videos and shit that you did.
well,
You
he's
gotta get up
supposed to
out of
be
there.
coming back next week.
He's not. I'm gonna make sure he can't come back.
Why you gonna stop him from coming to the trial?
Because he is an asshole and he is a fake person, and he need to answer why Randy Pittman, a white boy, said that in 2002 that he was a part of all that freak out stuff. That's what he mad about.
Well,
You
I'm gonna
seen
tell
Gene
you,
Deal crashing out last night on YouTube?
I didn't watch his video
The
last
whole
night,
bitch
but I'm
came
gonna
out
tell
of him. He was
you,
acting so sassy.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I want to know because you interviewed Randy. You interviewed him. Where's these girls at now?
That Randy don't know.
And why he ain't tell their parents?
I people want me to ask that, but this nigga with the weed, I'm gonna see where he at. All right, I'm gonna come. Bye.
All right,
Bye.
see you later.
Bye.
Don't go up there getting into no more trouble, okay?
Listen, they got these cameras. As soon as I came over here before everybody left, because these people is literally making money off of me.
Mhm.
I ain't finna do no more
You
interviews.
see where I am off in the cut. If you ain't paying attention and I'm not talking, you ain't gonna see me. I'm off in the cut. I'm not trying to get caught up in the rapture of none of that stuff. I'm here to get the content and go home, and whatever I
Right.
get is what I get. I didn't see the crazy lady today.
She was there. She just can't come back in the court. And they got a whole. They was paid. That lady told me on my live stream in front of all my audience that they paid her to do that to me. Yes, Tissatel and them, they're co-conspirators.
The crazy lady?
What it is that they all are trying to gatekeep this, and who can talk about it, who can get whatever content. And then when I come around and I see that, like, you can be fake to me in my face, but bitch, if you got a nasty heart, I'm gonna see that, and that's where I'm gonna meet you at. I'm not gonna meet you with this public representative of who you are, and so it's just a lot of evilness going on. Anyways, I gotta go.
All right, I'll see you later. I don't think I'm going back in there. I can't take no more. I feel bad for Mia, and I can't watch Brian attack her. I just can't.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's what I was telling them. I'm like, he's sitting there, he's going at her, but he's like taking her through her grape, step by step by step, and
Yeah, I
you
know
watching
that.
her like retreat into it, like getting soft spoken. I can't watch that.
He's actually doing the prosecutor a favor for doing that. You know, the first person who did that was Mark Garrigo's daughter did that to Cassie. And
See, I missed that.
And Mark Garrigo's went live after the trial and said his daughter should never took the case. Because what happens is his daughter, and you know,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you later. Would you say, but now I have written unto you not to keep company of any man that is called a brother of a fornicator. Okay. Are you speaking scripture in here about Diddy Trial? Let me remind y'all of something. Y'all remember that it was already said that Diddy like his his hotel suite at a 75 degrees, and he like a space heater in the bedroom. He like a space heater in the bedroom, so that means he like it hot. Tisa is there. Thank you. Ebony J said dessert, but girl, I ain't getting no dessert. What I'm gonna do is jump on this train and head back to where I was at. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking as I eat my pizza. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, these are the stories that we're being told about. Imagine the stories that we're not being told about. Oh, you missed it, Beyonce's lace front. I had a chopped cheese last night. It was delicious. Miss Pammy, we're not doing that. Listen, behave yourselves, please. This is what I'm saying, Xavier. The ones who are too scared to come forward. The ones who would never come forward. Mia said she was never going to talk about the actual assault, that she was going to take that with her to her grave. Miss Pammy, I said I had a chopped cheese last night. What about the people? I don't even want to go there. That's a little too dark, and I've been trying to keep it. It makes me wonder if people ever went overboard and nobody knows. I'm waiting. So now we fast forward to another time when Mia was told to get in the car and go on a plane to Vegas with Diddy. And so Smizer asked her when she was in the car, did she hear Diddy's calls? And she said she did. And that he was telling his chief of staff that she needed to be suspended. And that he was making up a story that he didn't get to finish. He yelled at her and told her to shut the F up. She ended up leaving the company. Diddy took away Revolt Films. And Brian, the guy that she spoke to, told her that they would work out severance, right? But that it was a holiday. So then Mia goes on and says, is there a Layla Thomas in here? No. Listen, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it's for. Thank you to whoever. Anyway, so let's get back to his. How do you know Mia lied? Do you know her personally? Who said Mia lied? Tell me where she lied at. Okay, so spicy pepperoni and sausage. I ain't finna eat all of this, y'all. So she said KK went through the process. I had a little bit of time to horrifically process what had happened. KK said, you still working on a documentary. You done got rid of me and you expect me to still work on a documentary? You must be mad. Okay? Mia said she worked on the documentary until March or April of that year, that she would cry herself to sleep. She ignored all the phone calls. She could never tell who was with or without Puff. So she didn't respond. In other words, like she couldn't tell who he was sending to talk to her, who was really talking to him, who wasn't really talking to him. So she decided, I ain't talking to nobody. Listen, I'm getting my fat back on, okay? I don't care. So, Smizer asked her, did she have a conversation with Cassie after? And Mia said, I could never tell who was with Puff and who wasn't, so she didn't respond to Cassie at that time. Okay. KK had told her that Diddy couldn't believe that she would go against him, and that she had gotten an employee attorney. And she just kept saying that KK said that she couldn't believe it. So remember, there was supposed to be a severance. So now she went and got her an employment attorney because think about it. She was being worked to the bone and not being properly compensated. She needed her money, and you offered a severance pay. I want my severance pay. You damn right. So she brought up some of the violence that happened to her because when they went to go for this lawsuit, her lawyers were originally asking for $10 million. Okay, remember I talked about this earlier. They originally asked for $10 million. Now, the lawyers said that they would go into mediation with Diddy and his lawyers. So when they were in the mediation, Mia said she brought up some of the violence, but she didn't bring up all of the violence. And she didn't tell them about the actual assault because she wanted to take that with her to the grave. She didn't want to. So this is where she ended up receiving the $200,000. And it was like an even split between her and her lawyers because the case was settled for $400,000. So she walked away with $200,000. And it basically was for the bonuses that she hadn't been paid out of pocket, like she hasn't been paid for, right? Then they asked her the question that they asked Cassie. They asked her, would you return the money to have had this never happen to you? And she said, absolutely. They asked her when she had contact with Diddy again. She said when Kim passed away and when Andre Harrell passed away, that she reached out to him on like Kim's birthday and at Christmas. And she said because he lost somebody that she knew meant a lot to him. And so she was just like reaching out to him. But she does still speak to Cassie, just like Deontay still speaks to Cassie. In fact, she said she spoke to Cassie not too long ago. I think like last week or something like that. That part I don't have written down. But that's it. You know? Now she's up there with Brian Steele, and I can't watch that. I can't watch that man use that lady's trauma as a weapon against her. I get it. That's his job. But I don't have to sit and partake in it. But we'll do an afternoon update, you guys. I think I'm going to go get me a box. I'm probably going to go head out and go lay down. Miss Pammy, don't you start. Hey, Rakitha. I mean, at the end of the day, I do agree. If you don't like the content, you don't have to stay. Thank you for the stickers, you guys. Thank you for the super chats as well. Anybody have any questions? I'll answer your questions. Um, it doesn't cost anything to have a seat in the courthouse. As far as I know, like I don't know if people are actually paying to get into the courtroom, the main courtroom. As far as I know, they may be, greasing somebody's palm to make sure that they get in, but I don't have any proof of that. But court is public; it's open to the public. I don't know if Diddy's gonna do. I mean, he's looking at. I don't know. 15 years for Diddy at this point in time is like a life sentence. No, it's a public courtroom. The only thing that you can possibly do is probably pay somebody to make sure that you get in there every day, or pay somebody to hold you a spot in line. Yes, ma'am, Miss Pammy, I did. At the end of the day, what I'm gonna say when people ask me, did Diddy do it? I feel like there is enough evidence here to prove. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of how this is gonna play out. And I know a lot of people like to bring race into this, and they like to bring other aspects of things into it. But if we go off of what's being told in the case, if we go off of what the actual charges are, the question will be, did they prove their case? Are they proving their case? I should actually do a live on that. When too many people start saying the same thing, I start looking like, is it a narrative? I'm just being honest. Listen, I don't have an issue. My issue is not with anybody, having a difference of opinion. I think that's what makes us unique as a people. Hold on, you guys. I think that's what makes us unique as a people. But it's when people start trying to press their ideologies or their opinions on other people that it becomes an issue. Now, if I see something one way and you see something another, then that's called a difference of perspective, which is going to happen when we are viewing something. If I'm sitting here and you're sitting here, we're not going to see the same angle, see this from the same angle. We're going to have a different angle. I really hate this for myself. Swagger, I don't think I'm going to go back to WAC 100 sector. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to. I don't know how to do this. Mm-mm. So life experience also plays a big part in it. If you've never been hurt, treated bad, mistreated, beat up, kicked around, or whatever, you might not understand, and that's a fact. There's many, many people like myself that think you should eat these nuts. Oh, apparently, the defense team has found a video of Mia that they claim was given to them last night, and that it depicts her in a different demeanor than what she's presenting there today. Excuse me. They trying to sneak evidence in, y'all. They're trying to sneak evidence in. All right, you guys, let me go. So I can get to the house and I can give y'all what I need to give y'all. I'll see y'all in a few.